Hey friends, welcome to today's video. Today I'll be reacting to watching The Shining for the first time. Welcome once again, my name is Austin and this channel is all about digging deeper and going further to better understand faith and film and everything that's in between. If that sounds exciting to you, make sure you click that subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on any new videos coming to the channel. Not too long ago, I picked up The Shining for the first time. I got the Blu-ray at Walmart for only $6. Thought that was a perfect in for me to be able to check this one out for the first time. Finally, I watched it just a couple of days ago, so this won't be like a normal catching up on movies reaction where I give you my thoughts beforehand and then my thoughts afterward. So let's just jump right in of everything that I thought. Keep in mind there will be full movie spoilers ahead. So, The Shining has been a long time coming for me. Over the years, I've heard that this is one of the classics, especially in the horror genre. It's been called the scariest movie ever made. There's some iconic performances, and it's just an all-around well-loved and highly regarded film. So, with all of those expectations in mind, I checked out The Shining for the first time just a couple of days ago, and let's just go right off the cuff with saying I thought it was great. I definitely had some things that was like, huh, okay, or so let's get into those. Now, I mentioned that this movie had I had very high expectations going in, and that is because, as I mentioned, this is widely regarded as one of the greatest horror movies ever made, and overall, I have to say, those expectations were met for the most part. The atmosphere at the Overlook Hotel and the just tone and overall mood that it brings when we were inside of it was incredible and perfect in my opinion. I could not get over how beautiful the hotel looked, how overall eerie it was. The soundtrack complemented the winding, mysterious hallways very well. I heard one thing in a movie podcast that I listened to that they wondered if Stanley Kubrick was intentionally making it kind of disorienting throughout the hotel if you don't exactly know where you are, or if he just didn't care. I feel like it could go either way. I think it enhances the story that we couldn't really exactly follow where we are in the hotel, and it just has these different sections that are all connected in some way we don't know. But as far as the hotel goes, from the moment it was introduced, I loved it. The story of the Torrance family that we follow throughout the movie, I thought they were excellent. It was a very engaging story. The main characters of Jack, Wendy, and Danny were all great. The performances were excellent. Jack Nicholson definitely lived up to the iconic performance that I expected in this one. Wendy, portrayed by Shelley Duvall, I thought was also great, and I was incredibly, genuinely surprised and very much appreciated the performance of Danny, played by Danny. I don't know the actor's last name, but for a young actor like that, he was incredible. I know I heard one behind the scenes fact that he was chosen because of his ability to concentrate on certain things for a long period of time, and I could definitely see that flowing throughout the story. I thought he did great, and he is in some of the most iconic moments of the story too, so that just adds to it even more. I really felt attached as we followed their isolated dissension in the movie in the months that follow as they are the caretakers of the hotel. I thought all of the stuff as we're kind of seeing them try to get by with not having really much of any interaction with anyone outside of each other. All of that stuff really was well done, well portrayed, well told through the story. I really enjoyed the kind of family dynamic that they had where you can tell something's off. There's a few things that are definitely off from the beginning, but watching that slowly descend into madness even more was great. The only expectation I felt was not met for me going in, and this is nothing against the movie, this is just expectations, which are expectations, was the scariness of the movie. A lot of people call this like the scariest movie ever made, or the scariest haunted house ever in the Overlook Hotel, and I have to say, I finished the movie, and one of the first thoughts when the movie finished was, that wasn't really scary. I don't know if it was just the mindset I went in with, or the more observational and analytical mindset that I used of paying attention to the performances, the story, that kind of thing. So I'm not sure if it was just the mindset I went in with, or if it actually just isn't as scary as I expected it to be, and so I thought that wasn't really scary. But that was the expectation that really didn't get fulfilled for me. I felt like that movie wasn't scary at all. I mean, I recently watched the original Halloween for the first time. I thought that was scarier. Like, I finished Halloween and I went to let my dog out that night and was kind of taking a couple extra peeks around. When I finished The Shining, I thought, you know, leading up to it, I might be up till 3 o'clock in the morning, just wide awake, not knowing what to do. But I've slept fine. It was a great night of sleep. Now, that's not to say the movie's not scary at all. It certainly has its moments of tension and fear, but they just didn't impact me the way I had really expected them to. Obviously, the scene with the two twin girls, I forget their names off the top of my head, those were some definitely freaky moments. The quick flashes of the violent images of the murders that took place there years before. Hi, Calvin. Definitely added some intense tension to the scenes, but like overall, I just didn't think the movie was scary. Again, I'm excited to go back on future viewings to see if maybe it hits me a little bit differently, and when I'm less analytical, kind of know where the story's going. And again, that's not a knock on the movie to say it didn't scare me, it just didn't. I still think the movie was great. So much about it was done masterfully and incredibly well done on so many different angles. As a whole, I am glad I finally watched The Shining. I will definitely be revisiting it. And this makes me really excited to check out Dr. Sleep. If you've been following my channel, you know I picked that one up on Blu-ray at a flea market not too long ago. So I actually rewatched the trailer for that one today because I hadn't seen it since it originally came out. And I'm really interested in where they're going to go with Danny all grown up, because it seems like they're diving more into the, I guess, mythology of Shining and what exactly that is. So I'm really curious to see where they go with that. I'm really interested to see if Dr. Sleep ends up being scarier than The Shining for me. I'm curious about that as well. But overall, as I've said, I really enjoyed The Shining. Those are kind of my overall thoughts that I had as I reacted to the movie playing out, that kind of thing. Hi, you're so clingy today. But I want to know from you, what do you think of The Shining? Do you consider it absolute masterpiece, top tier, best horror movie ever made? Or is it just okay for you? Do you not like it because you're a huge fan of the book, something like that? What are your thoughts? Make sure you share those down below in the comments. Thank you for sticking around to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will look forward to seeing you down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.